W.E.B. Du Bois pioneered the idea of sociology and the study of humans and human interactions, especially regarding race and racism. He was born in Massachusetts in 1868, and he went to school at Fisk University in Nashville, Tennessee, and then after he graduated from there, he got a PhD from Harvard University, and he became the first African American to earn a PhD from Harvard. He helped create the NAACP, which is the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People. He was also involved in this magazine called The Crisis, and the NAACP helped shape the thinking of African Americans and gave a lot of African Americans the courage to speak out of a time where they felt like they were unheard. So he was known for being an activist for African American rights. So he pioneered American sociologists and was way far ahead of his peers to develop sociology as an empirical science. And so he separated sociology from the philosophical analysis, and he focused on the progress of these studies instead of the disciplines like other philosophers, like albeit small, suggested. His research and focus was mainly on African Americans, and all of his studies highly influenced African American rights and their education. He did not. He thought that African Americans deserved the same opportunities to get a proper education than anyone else, because he knew at this time, in order to be successful in America, you do need to have opportunities for education. And he did not believe in segregation in schools. He thought that, he also did not believe that African Americans learn better by African American teachers. He basically think that we should see everyone as equal and everyone should have the same opportunities. So even after the Emancipation Proclamation, African Americans still continued to work harder than anyone else in their communities. So even though that slavery was over, there were still lots of pathways to true freedom, such as getting the same education as the white people were getting. So his main goal in life was to fight for equal opportunities in education, and he believed that the race problem could be solved by discovering the facts and presenting them to the whites, who believed the whites did not realize what was going on, and they were kind of overlooking the African Americans in regard for their education because they were free from slavery, but they still have a long way to go. So Du Bois helped end segregation in schools, and he helped create an equal opportunity for African Americans in America. Because of his hard work and determination, African Americans today now have the rights to a proper education, and they cannot be denied going to a school or for any reason because of the color of their skin. So these impacts and what Du Bois fought for has helped shape our education system today. He is also known for a concept called talented tenth, and he believed that full citizenship and equal rights for African Americans would be brought about through the efforts of an intellectual elite. For this reason, he was an advocate of a broad liberal arts education at the college level. Du Bois also was a college professor at Atlanta University, so he also helped teach his students, and he went against any type of segregations in any school systems for both black and white people. So altogether, Du Bois had a huge impact on education and philosophy with his ideas on racism and how everyone deserves the right education. So his main impact was working for rights for everyone to receive a great education, and what he fought for is still in place today because African Americans now can receive the same education and have the same opportunities as white people in America. So we can thank W.E.B. Du Bois for all of his impacts on our education system even today. In my opinion, I believe that W.E.B. Du Bois is super important into our education system because his ideas were open to everyone, not just one kind of person. He thought that everyone in America deserved a right to have a proper education, and he fought for everyone's rights, especially those who did not have any rights at the time. So I think that he was a great philosopher and educator and fighting for rights for African Americans at this time was super important in the progress of America, and it helped get us to where we are today.